Right now, we're just going to take a second to hear from a couple of folks, to hear about the powerful ways that youth are showing up and making changes in their community. One of the folks that are going to come up and talk about it is David Perrin from the board. Oh, he is right here. So it's my honor to introduce him. Welcome to the stage.
Hi, everybody. How's it going? Good? I'm not going to make you go, woo! So I want to just, on behalf of the board, all of whom are here tonight, and I'm going to call them out. I actually asked my brother to join me up here for this little speech, and he said, nah, I'm good. So, but I am going to make him stand up. So Jeff Perrin in the back there is my only brother. My partner, Ann Keenan, is up front here as one of the trustees. And then the co-founders of the Perrin Family Foundation are my folks, Charlie Perrin and Sheila Perrin. Where are you all? So it's 25 years. Short, long. People often guess my age, actually. But 25 years ago, I was a 20-year-old kid, and it's interesting because we're talking about this as being the truth-telling section of the night. Well, now I could say that I'm incredibly proud to be standing up here and addressing you all and to be in the room with you all. 25 years ago, I don't know how proud I felt, actually. I didn't even really know what was going on with the formation of this foundation because it happened kind of quietly. It was like Jeff, my dad, my mom, we were at the dinner table. Jeff and I were eating up a lot of spaghetti and pasta and meatballs and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden the annual meeting of the board had just happened. And so we didn't really have a sense too much of what was going on, but I did know that I was in a position to be a gatekeeper of the privilege and the power to be in a position where I was making decisions about where this money was going to be disseminated. And that was something that for a long time, actually, I was not very comfortable about, and there was a certain degree of even kind of shame about being in that position, because I felt like, why me? I don't deserve to be sitting where I'm sitting making the decisions that I'm making. So one of the things that got me to work through that process is by hanging out with some activists and some fellow philanthropists, some young people up in Boston who were involved in charitable giving, matching their values with their money to be able to affect social change and social justice work in the world. By relating to them, I began to find my own sort of voice and footing in how I could come back into my own family foundation and begin to transform that. So over the years, through a lot of heated conversations, if you talk to my mother, you're going to hear about a lot of heated conversations that we had about how we could evolve she's going to turn red now. My dad might start crying in a second. Out of pride, I know. But what it was we had these conversations because what I was saying was yes, it's amazing the work that the foundation is doing around mental and physical wellness, after-school programming, the arts. But what if we took this beyond where we were at that time in Fairfield County, and what if we started looking into directly funding and supporting youth on the ground who are trying to make changes in their community? So what that meant on my end was that I had to start driving around Connecticut to find those folks who I didn't previously know, and then have these conversations with my mother to say, let's take some risks here with our grant making and see if we can get the money directly in the hands of the folks who are affected by many of these issues that, traditional charity, to my mind, is not really trying to solve. It's actually, in some ways, upholding systems and norms that ultimately I feel like need to be dismantled if we're going to see real change, if we're going to see real justice. And so I was very clear that I didn't know a lot about that, but I needed to be in allyship with people who did know about that, and I needed to listen, and I needed to learn, and I needed to move, and I needed to be part of the community and begin to connect folks. And so I stepped into that role, and for a few years I was commuting from New York, coming up to Connecticut, and met Laura McCarger, met different people in the community. And eventually, we get to this point where a lot of those connections are beginning to be made, and someone said to me tonight that they had never been in a room like this, with this kind of intersection of folks from different ages, working on different issues, from different positions of being gatekeepers, of which I am still a gatekeeper. But to be able to tell the truth about that and be honest about that, about my process with that, is the way I'm committed to being a part of this work, to make mistakes, to hear the feedback, and to offer whatever I can offer. And so I think that's the spirit of the work that we're trying to do at Perrin, and it's continual dialogue still around the family table of my family. If I was really going to start telling the truth, I would... So that's still going on. And I think it's going to go on for a long time, as long as there's fights to be fought and battles to be won around the issues that we all really care about. Those kind of conversations have to keep going. So thank you for being here tonight. Thanks to the young people for being excited about coming to a party. You know, everyone's just saying, like, all us old people are, you know. And you all are excited to come out and be here and to support this work and this foundation, and that means a tremendous amount to me personally, so thank you, and to the family. And I want to welcome you all and just say, keep going. With whatever you're doing, keep going. And in whatever way we can find our way to support you, I hope that that's possible. So thank you all for being here.
Alright, so tonight we have a special performance from Writer's Block.